Oh, morning. We had a bit of a hiccup there, so I'm going to start again sharing some of our items to do with our football collection. So we have some early photographs here, and the handy thing with these is they tend to write on the ball the year. So we've got a photograph here from 1915 to 1916, and we're doing a Second World War project just now, so it always interests me because obviously that was taking place during the war. So you can see that photograph there. They're quite smart in their outfits. And then we have an even earlier one here of 1911 to 1912, and they're very dapper in their ties. And again, this is the football team from Hailstone. And then we're jumping up to the 20s here. So we're in 1925 to 26, and we can see we have got a couple of trophies. And again, a really nice football outfit on there. Strip, I think that's what they normally call them on it. And another one here. And what I was particularly interested in, because now we're going to just jump away from some of our photographs, is what these gentlemen have on their feet. So we have some very early football boots as well within the collection. And the football boots were quite substantial, in part because you were playing with a ball that was a bit heavier than the football boots you get nowadays. So over here we have some football boots. So we have a very small child's pair on the far left, and they're really tiny. And then we have a pair of boys' football boots in the middle, which are from the 1940s. And then we have another pair here that were worn by someone who played for Hailstone, so Mr. Edwin, in 1950s. And we actually have a photograph of that football team, so you can see the boots. But if I pick this one up, you can see you've got the studs in the bottom, quite hefty. They're heavy boots. You can see all the tacks in. And they're very robust boots. Now you can see here, these are photographs of Hailstone Football Club. So this is 1949, and you can see they're wearing the very similar boots. Slightly less formal here. We're obviously sort of coming out of the Second World War, so they probably didn't have as many outfits the same, strips the same. And you can see here, we're now in 1950, so when those boots would have been worn, and we've got the photograph here, and you can see the same boots down there, and they've got a really nice smart outfit. And we're really lucky that we have some archival documents. So this here is a supporters club card from Hailstone for the season 1948 to 1949, and I really like on the back the bit of text saying what the club stands for, to help and not hinder, and to be the greatest asset of true sportsmanship is to play the game. And I love these. So this was Mr. Pierce, and we've got it in blue here because Hailstone played in blue. Another membership card. And this one's a really interesting membership card because we can see the scores. So you can see, I don't know if it would have been like a derby in Hailstone. We've got the game against Culdrose. And Hailstone seemed to do very well, 8-0. And you can see all the games that they play. Hailstone seemed to do very, very well at this point. They won a lot of their matches. Some games I imagine would have been quite embarrassing. 8-0 against Culdrose, that's an absolute thumping. But then we can see in September, Culdrose sort of battled obviously and had less shame at a 3-1 defeat. And then we can see down in November, there's a tight game against Newquay. And it's really interesting for me looking at the scores and the numbers of fixtures they played. So this is from 1947 to 1948. And you can see that Hailstone Athletic Football Club were winners of the Cornwall Senior Cup 1936 to 37, winners of the Cornwall Senior League 1936 to 37, 38 to 40, and winners of Cornwall's Charity Cup 1937 to 1938. And they played in blue and white. We have some really other interesting programmes, and this one is a programme when Hailstone were playing Bodmin on the 15th of September, and this is in 1951. And there's really interesting adverts and sort of unusual things you find out in the programme. I was quite interested to see they were talking about the introduction of the National Road Safety Campaign and how fewer people had died in the roads. You can see who's playing for Bodmin there. And then I think it's really nice that we've got the bit about saying that a team from the western end of the county are bringing with them a reputation for playing good, clean football, and we anticipate stern opposition. So these are really nice, and also it shows how much time has changed, because obviously there was a kind of draw to win a prize, and at that time it was cigarettes were the prize. And you can see adverts for other things. And we have some more here. So you can see Hailstone v Weybridge, Hailstone v Mousehole, and Hailstone v Tintagel. And the Regent's Hotel are sponsoring that one. And you can get hot supper or a snack. And then down here we have the Hailstone Supporters Club, another one from 1953. And I thought this one's really nice because it was played on Flora Day, again between Hailstone and the Air Command. And going by the previous match reports, I don't know how well the Air Command would have done, but maybe maybe they did better this day. And here we can see who's playing for Hailstone. And we can see lots of other adverts for motorcycles and cycle agents, and we can see, "Good evening everyone, we extend a cordial welcome to Air Command, who favour us again with their annual Flora Day fixture, and the proceeds go towards local coronation celebrations and the charity." So they were thanking all the players and the officials, and it says, "During the interval in the evening, a collection will be taken in aid of Cancer Research Fund." And then at the back, the Regent Hotel there are again saying you can come in and get something to eat. So I'm going to move on to slightly more recent photographs. So up here, we have a team from 1978, and this is Portleven. They've got an excellent strip, very of its time, I feel. The ball is still looking quite chunky, but not as chunky as our really heavy earlier leather ball that I showed you. And then this one's really fascinating. So this is the Choristers from St Michael's playing against Truro. And on the back, we're really lucky, so often we can go to the packet for things, but on the back it says here in the information that Hailstone and Truro have played their annual soccer match, 7-2 victory to Truro. So maybe that's a match that's best forgotten. And then we have another photograph here of Hailstone. Again, I think it's from the 70s. Let me just check in the back. Yep, from 1979. Oh, and it's not Hailstone, it's Mullion Reserves. And I don't know what colour they were playing in. But again, you can see the football boots, it's moved on. We're no longer at the big heavy leather ones. And then I wanted to end with this photograph, again slightly later, of Park Eglos. So this is the school team. And we're really lucky that we have a lot of football photographs in the collection of lots of different teams. And I'll just give you one last look. But it's always interesting when you're looking at football, not only you can tell how sort of technology is changing and how that influences a game through the clothing and the footwear, but also the things that are on the side that can give us a lot of information about what's happening in a place. So these football programmes are just brilliant for giving us a snapshot of what's happening and what businesses are in operation. Thank you for joining us today, and next week we're shifting to the end of the month, thinking about all things celebratory, and we're going to start looking at our trophy collection. Thank you.